Maths channel. Today we are going to discuss about Taylor series of a function in two variable. In your school level, already you studied about Taylor series of a function in one variable. What is the Taylor series of a function in one variable? Taylor series of a function y equal to f of x at x equal to a is given by f of x equal to f of a plus x minus a by 1 factorial into f dash of a plus x minus a the whole square by 2 factorial into f double dash of a plus x minus a the whole cube by 3 factorial into f triple dash of a plus dot dot dot. Okay, so this is the Taylor series of a function in one variable. Only one variable is in the right hand side. So this is the formula to find the Taylor series of a function at the point x equal to a. Okay, right? Then also we studied about Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series is nothing but the Taylor series. It's a special type of Taylor series is Maclaurin series. Okay, how it is derived from Taylor series at x equal to origin, at x equal to 0, the Taylor series of a function y equal to f of x. Taylor series of a function y equal to f of x at x equal to 0, is called Maclaurin series. That is, substitute a equal to 0 here, what you will get? F of x equal to f of 0 plus x by 1 factorial into f dash of 0 plus x square by 2 factorial into f double dash of 0 plus x cube by 3 factorial into f triple dash of 0 plus so on. Right? So Maclaurin series is nothing but a Taylor series. A particular case of Taylor series is Maclaurin series. What is that particular type? At x equal to 0, at any point, then it becomes a Taylor series. Okay, x equal to any point other than 0, right? So okay, it may be 0. If it is equal to 0, then it becomes a Maclaurin series. Okay, at x equal to 1, it becomes a Taylor series. At x equal to minus 1, it becomes a Taylor series. X equal to 10, it becomes a Taylor series. At x equal to root 5, it becomes a Taylor series. X equal to minus 1 by 5, it becomes a Taylor series. At x equal to 0, right? Then the Taylor series becomes a Maclaurin series. Okay, so Maclaurin series is a special type of Taylor series at x equal to 0. Right? Using this formula, we find out the expansion of e power x. Okay, right? 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial, isn't it? Right? By taking f of x as e power x, isn't it? Right? What is f of x? F of x equal to e power x, isn't it? We need the derivatives, isn't it? We need the derivatives of the f of x. Okay. So what is f dash of x? That's also e power x. What is f double dash? All are equal to e power x. F triple dash of x is equal to e power x, isn't it? Right. Substitute the point 0. What we will get? F of 0 equal to e power 0, that is 1. Same method, f dash of 0, 1. F double dash of 0, 1, isn't it? F triple dash of 0 equal to 1, isn't it? So all higher derivatives at x equal to 0 becomes 1 for e power x. Okay, so substitute all the values here, substitute all these values into this formula, you can get the power series of e power x. That is called the Maclaurin series, or we can write it as also we can write as Taylor series expansion of e power x. Okay, right? 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial, isn't it? What is f of 0? 1. So 1 plus x minus a, isn't it? A becomes 0, so x minus a becomes x. Okay, x by 1 factorial. What is f dash of 0? 1 plus x square by 2 factorial into 1 plus x cube by 3 factorial into 1, etc. So using this formula alone, we find out the value of e power 2. For example, if you want to find out e power 0.2, how can we find out? Using this formula, we can find out it. Okay, so 1 plus 0.2 by 1 factorial is 1. plus 0.2 the whole square is 0.04 by 2 factorial is 2 plus 0.2 the whole cube is 0.008 by 6, isn't it? Right? So 1 plus 0.2 plus 0.02 plus 0.001 remaining to 23 times, isn't it? So add all these three. 1.2213 is the value of e power 02, right? In 4 decimal places, isn't it? Is it right? Is it right? That's all. So 1.2213. We can find out the value of any. You can find out the value of e power any value. Okay, 0.2, 0.5, 1, 2. For example, e power 2. Suppose you want to find out e power 2. What will you get? 1 plus 2 by 1 plus 2 square. 4 by 2 factorial is 2 plus 3. 3 means 8. 8 by 6, isn't it? So what do you get? E power 2 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.2 times. So 20. So 3 times remaining 3, isn't it? So what do you get? 5, 6, 6.33. 6.33 is the value of e power 2, okay, in 2 decimal places. Similarly, we can find out the value of any exponential values through these power series. That's why we find out series function of a given function, okay. So series of a given function, okay. It's a function. This is the function value through series expansion, okay. Right now in engineering level, we are going to learn about the Taylor series function, the same Taylor series function, Taylor series of a function in 2 variables, okay. Right. So 2 variables means f is in the form of x comma y, isn't it? Right. So a function in 2 variable, generally we take it as f of x comma y. So now I am going to find out the value of the Taylor series of this function at x equal to a comma y equal to b. Simply I write it as a comma b. So right. So what is the formula for a function in 2 variable x comma y? What is the Taylor series expansion of function in 2 variables at the point x comma at the point a comma b? That's why we are going to discuss it here. Right. So what is f of x comma y is equal to f of a comma b. So before going to the series expansion of f of x comma y, first we know the partial derivatives involving the function f x comma y, okay. So the given function is f of x comma y, I simply write it as f, okay. Right. What are the values we need in the Taylor series function through this function, okay, at this point, okay. That's why I am going to discuss it today. After knowing all these partial derivatives substituted here, you can get the Taylor series function of Taylor series of a function in 2 variables. So f of x comma is given, I simply take it as f, okay. Right. I am going to find out the value of f at a comma b, okay. Right. Value of f at a comma b, and then first order partial derivatives. What are the first order partial derivatives? Fx and f. What do you mean by fx? Fx is nothing but partial derivative of f with respect to x. What do you mean by fy? Partial derivative of f with respect to y. So these two are partial derivatives, first order partial derivatives, isn't it? We call it as first order partial derivatives. Fx and fy at a comma b. And what are the second order partial derivatives? F double x, and then f x y, and then f y double y, isn't it? So these three are partial derivatives of order 2, and then partial derivatives of order 3, f triple x equal to, and then f double x y, and then f x y y. Increase the y from the right hand side, okay, and then f triple y. So right. So this is zero order derivative, that is f, okay. These two are belonging to the first order derivative. These three are belonging to the second order derivative. These three are belonging to the third order derivative. Now I am going to introduce h and k. What is h? H is defined by x minus a, and k is defined by y minus b. The value after x is minus a, okay. Right. For example, x plus 1 is here given. We want to find out the series expansion in powers of x plus 1. Then you have to take this as h, okay. Right. Then therefore what is a? H is x minus a. Therefore minus a is equal to plus 1, isn't it? minus a is equal to plus 1. Therefore, what is a? Minus 1. Just you have to change the sign of this value. You can get the value of a. Simply, you just keep it into your mind. Okay? Right? X plus 1 is here. So, what is a? It is minus 1. Suppose y minus 2 is here. Isn't it? Suppose given as y minus 2. Then you have to take k as y minus 2. Suppose you want to find out the series expansion of f of x comma in powers of x plus 1 and y minus 2. You have to take x plus 1 as h and y minus 2 as k. Right? From that, what is b? B is y minus b is k. Therefore, b is 2. Isn't it? Negative of this value. So, minus 2 is plus 2 is b. Okay? That's all. Right? So, in general, what is h? H is equal to x minus a. What is k? Y minus b. Right? Now, I am taking these values of h and k into these partial derivatives, and then easily we can write the expansion of Taylor series of a function in two variables. Okay? Right. So, h is x minus a. Don't worry about it. So, h and k. Now, second order derivatives start with h square. Reduce the power of h and introduce k, hk, then k square. Same like that of here, 2hk. It's look like in the form of h plus k the whole square. What is h plus k the whole square? H square plus 2hk plus k square, isn't it? Same like that, h plus k the whole cube. H cube plus 3h square k plus 3hk square plus k cube, isn't it? A plus b the whole cube form expansion. So take all these terms here. H cube and then 3h square k and then 3h k square and then k cube. Right? That's all. Right. Now, these belonging to 1 by 1 factorial, these three belonging to 1 by 2 factorial, and these 4 belonging to 1 by 3 factorial. Taking the sum of these values, you can get the Taylor series function. Now, I am going to write the Taylor series function of f of x comma y at x equal to a comma y equal to b. That means a comma b. Okay. So a comma b is given. Then you have to write the value of h and k by x minus a, this value, and k by y minus b, this value. Okay. That's all. Now the Taylor series function. Now I am going to write the Taylor series function. Taylor series function of f of x comma y at a comma b is given by f of x comma y, isn't it? F of x comma y is equal to, the first one value is f, isn't it? F at a comma b, isn't it? So f at a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial, 1 by 1 factorial into h into fx, h into fx of a comma b plus k into fy of a comma b plus 1 by 2 factorial into second order h square into f double x of a comma b plus 2hk into f xy of a comma b plus k square into f wy of a comma b, and then plus 1 by 3 factorial into third order, isn't it? So h cube of f triple s of x, f triple s of a comma b plus 3h square k into f double x y of a comma b plus 3h into k square into f x double y of a comma b plus k cube into f triple y of a comma b plus dot dot dot. Okay, that's all, right? Right, that's all. So f of x comma y, this is the Taylor series expansion of f of x comma y a comma b. That is f of x comma y is equal to f of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial into h into f of x plus k into f of y. Simply we can written as simply we can write it as f of x comma y is equal to f of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial into h into fx plus k into fy plus 1 by 2 factorial into h square into f double x plus 2hk into f xy plus k square into f double y plus 1 by 3 factorial into h cube of f triple x plus 3h square into k of f double x y plus 3hk square into f x double y plus k cube of f triple y. Right? Plus dot. So almost we find the Taylor series function up to the third degree. Okay. So this is first degree, second degree, and third degree equation. Okay. Third degree term. Okay. So generally we write up to third degree terms alone. So in your problem also they ask up to third degree. Sometimes maybe they may be argued up to second degree terms. Okay. Right. That's all. So simply I write the Taylor series function of f of x comma y at a comma b is as like this one, right? So if you want to find out the value of f, fx, fy, f double xy, second order derivative, third order derivative at the point a comma b, find out all these values and substitute it here, and also h and k, you can get the answer. What is h? What is h? X minus a. And what is k? Y minus b. Just you keep this formula into your mind and find out all these values and substitute it here. You can get the Taylor series of a function in two variables. Most important question in 8 more questions. They may be a very sure question in university problems. Okay, right? Now let us go to the problems to find the Taylor series expansion of a given function in two variables. Okay, so in all the problems, I am going to find out these values at a point, and what is h, what is k, and what is the value of f, and then fx, fy, and then f double x, f xy, f double y, and then f triple x, f double xy, f x double y. And so let us go to the problems where how to find the Taylor series expansion of a function in two variables. Before going to find out, so first write the given point and then find out the value of h and k, right? What is h? X minus a. What is k? Y minus b. It's been based on the given point, okay? Right? So for f is given in the problem, substitute this value into that function f, you can get the value of f. Taking the partial derivative of f with respect to x and y, you can get it, right? Taking the second order partial derivatives of f, you can get these three values. Third order partial derivatives, you can get the these four values. After find out all these values, substitute these values into the Taylor series expansion, you can get the Taylor series of a given function in two variables. Now let us go to the problems based on this Taylor series of a function in two variables. The first one problem. Expand e power x sin y by Taylor's theorem. In powers of x and y as far as the terms of third degree. Okay, solution. So let us take the given function. What is the given function? E power x sin y. So I am taking it as f. Okay, e power x sin y. And then we want to find out the Taylor series of this function in powers of x and y. Okay, so you have to take the terms of the power series in x and y. Okay, so you have to take this as h, this as k. Right? So what is h? H is equal to x and k is equal to y, right? So this can be written as x minus 0, isn't it? So h is equal to x minus 0. k can be written as y minus 0, isn't it? Therefore, what is a? A is equal to 0. What is b? B is equal to 0, isn't it? Right? So after find out a and b, write it here. What is a? 0. What is b? 0. So we are going to find out the Taylor series expansion of this function e power x sin y at 0, 0. That is indirectly given in powers of x and y, right? That's all, right? Now I am going to find out all these values. What is h? What is h? Already given in the problem x and k is y, okay? So what is the given function? E power x sin y, right? So f of x comma y. So f, right? Sorry. I am going to find out the values of all these partial derivatives at this point 0, 0, right? So now I am going to write the function value. Function. Function at the value at 0, 0, right? So I am going to find out all these 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10 values, okay? Right. What is the given function f? E power x sin y, isn't it? So f at 0, 0, isn't it? Right? So e power 0, isn't it? E power 0 is 1, isn't it? Substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. What is sin 0? 0. So the entire value will become 0. E power 0 is 1, but sin 0 is 0. Right? So now I am going to find out all the partial derivatives, okay? Right? What is fx? Partial derivative of f with respect to x, okay? So e power x is e power x into sin y. And then what is fy? Partial derivative of f with respect to y. What is sin derivative of sin y? Cos y. So e power x cos y. And then I am going to find out the second order partial derivatives f double x. How can you find out f double x? Derivative of fx with respect to x. Once again you can get f double x. What is fx? Here it is. So I am going to take partial derivative once again with respect to x. You can get f double x. So what is the partial derivative of x with respect to, the partial derivative of this function with respect to x? E power x into sin y. Then f x y, isn't it? Derivative of partial derivative of fx with respect to y. This is fx. I am going to take partial derivative with respect to y. So sin y becomes cos y. E power x is constant. And then f double y. What is double y? Partial derivative of fy with respect to y, isn't it? F double y. That can be written as f double y, isn't it? That means partial derivative of fy with respect to y once again. What is fy? Fy is here. So I am going to take partial derivative with respect to y once again. Right? So fy with respect to y. So cos y becomes minus sin y. So minus e power x sin y. Okay. And then I am going to find out all the remaining four third order partial derivatives. F triple x. What is f triple x? That is equal to partial derivative of f double x with respect to x once again. Right? So I am going to take this one. I am going to take partial derivative of f double x with respect to x once again. So e power x is again e power x sin y, and then f double x y. That means same f double x with respect to y. So the sin y becomes cos y, e power x cos y, and then fx double y. That means what is fx double y? That means f double y partial derivative of fxy with respect to y once again. So fxy is here. I am going to find out the partial derivative with respect to y. So cos y is here. It is becomes minus sin y. So minus e power x sin y. And then finally f triple y is equal to, what is f triple y? Partial derivative of f double y with respect to y once again. So this is here. So I am going to differentiate partial with respect to y once again. So sin y becomes cos y. So minus e power x is already there. So minus e power x cos y. Right? So now I find out the partial derivative of all these first order to third order derivatives. Now I am going to find out the value of this partial derivative at the point 0, 0, right? So what is fx here at the point 0, 0 by putting x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. So in general, Sine 0 is 0, isn't it? What is cos 0? 1. So wherever you find out the sine function, that will be 0. Why? By putting y equal to 0, so sine y will become 0. So the entire function will be 0. So fx is here, it is in terms of sine y. Sine 0, e power 0, sine 0 becomes 0, so it is 0. Same like that, f double x. This also will become 0. Sine y is here, so f double y, it is equal to 0. Here, f triple x is 0, isn't it? F x double y, it's also 0. Now, what is cos 0? 1. What is e power 0? Because x is 0, y is 0. So e power 0 is always 1. So don't worry about that, e power 0, it becomes 1. Cos 0 is 1. So the function takes only 0 or 1 or minus 1 based on this one, right? So here fy. What is fy? 1, isn't it? 1. What is fxy? 1 into 1? 1. Isn't it? What is fx double xy? 1 into 1? 1. What is f triple y? Isn't it? So minus into 1 into 1, isn't it? So minus 1. Right? So now I find out all these values. Can I write it here? So f is 0 and fx is 0, fy is 1 and f double x is 0, fxy is 1 and 0, 0, 1, 0 and minus 1. That's all. So I find out all these values through that one. Right? Now let us go to find the expansion. Okay, right? Shall I rub it? Right. So now I am going to write the Taylor series. By Taylor series. Taylor series of f of x comma y at a comma b is given by f of x comma y is equal to what? F of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial into h into fx plus k into fy plus 1 by 2 factorial into h square into f double x plus 2hk, isn't it, into f xy plus k square into f double y plus 1 by 3 factorial into h cube into f triple x plus 3h square into k into f double x y. Replace y from the last, okay, right? Replace x by y from the last, okay, plus 3h k square into f x double y plus k cube into f triple y, isn't it? Plus dot, isn't it? So I write it here, right? So now I am going to substitute all these values in this form, in this series expansion. You can get the Taylor series of this function at 0, 0, that is in powers of x and y. So what is f of x comma y? That is given problem, e power x sin y is equal to, what is f at a comma b? F at a comma b is, what is at a comma b? That is here, f at a comma b is 0, isn't it? 0 plus 1 by 1 factorial into, isn't it? fx is 0, so this first term completely 0 plus k. What is k? K is y, right? So y into, what is fy? It is 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial into f double x 0, no need to write it, plus 2hk. What is h? X. What is h? X. What is k? It is y. What is h? X. K is y. 2hk, isn't it? fxy. What is fxy? 1 plus f w is 0, so the entire term becomes 0 plus 1 by 3 factorial into f triple x becomes 0, isn't it? So this becomes 0 plus 3 into, what is h? X. X square y, k is y, and then f double x y is 1 plus this term becomes 0 because x w is 0, so 0 plus k cube means y cube into f triple y. What is f triple y? It is minus 1 plus dot, right? So I write it in simple form, therefore e power x into sin y is equal to, so 1, isn't it? 1 by 1 factor is 1, 1 into y. So y plus 1 by 2 factor is 2, that 2 is cancelled with this 2, it becomes xy, isn't it? Plus 1 by 3 factorial is 1 by 6 into 3x square y minus y cube plus dot dot dot. That's all. So this is the Taylor series expansion of the function e power x sin y in powers of x and y. Look at here. So everything in powers of x and y. It's the power of y. It's the power of x and y, isn't it? So every terms in this series has the powers of x and y. That's all. This is the answer for the given problem, right? That's all. Now let us go to the similar problems based on this same function at different points. Okay, right? Expand e power x sin y by Taylor's series around 1 comma pi by 2, 1 comma pi by 2 up to third degree terms. So right, so the function is same as the previous one, e power x sin y, right? So the point is different, okay? So the point is given as 1 comma pi by 2. So we are going to find out the Taylor series of this function at 1 comma pi by 2, right? So what is f? What is f? F is equal to e power x sin y, isn't it? What is a? What is a comma b? A is 1 and b is 1 by 2, isn't it? So a comma b is equal to 1 comma pi by 2. So a is 1 and b is pi by 2. Therefore what is h? H is equal to x minus a. Therefore h is equal to what? X minus what is a? 1. And h is x minus 1. Right? What is k? Is y minus b, isn't it? Therefore k is equal to y minus b is pi by 2. So y minus pi by 2. So that means what? So I am going to find the Taylor series expansion in powers of x minus 1 and y minus pi by 2. That's all, right? So after find out all this, now I am going to find out the partial derivatives of these up to third order, and then finding the value of the partial derivatives at this point 1 comma pi by 2, right? And what is f? Function. So given function and value at 1 comma pi by 2, right? So what is f? E power x sin y, isn't it? What is fx? Derivative of f with respect to x, e power x, same e power x sin y. What is fy? E power x sin y becomes cos y, isn't it? F double x, that means derivative of fx once again with respect to x, that is again e power x sin y. What is f xy? X with respect to y, sin y becomes cos y. So e power x cos y. F double y is equal to derivative of fy with respect to y, cos y becomes minus sin y, minus e power x sin y, and then f triple x. What is f triple x? Now come to here. Derivative of f double x with respect to x is f triple x. So partial derivative, this one is with respect to x is same e power x sin y, and then f double x y. F double x with respect to y, sin y becomes cos y, e power x cos y, and then f x double y. That means fxy with respect to y, cos y becomes minus sin y, minus e power x sin y, isn't it? And then f triple y. What is f triple y? Taking partial derivatives of f double y with respect to y once again. Sin y becomes cos y. So minus e power x cos y. Now I am going to find out the function value. Okay. So what is f? By putting x equal to 1 and y is pi by 2. What is sin pi by 2? Sin 90 is 1. What is cos 90? It is 0. So wherever, so sin and cos in terms of y. So wherever you see cos y, the value becomes 0, isn't it? So simply we can understand that what is Fy? 0. What is Fxy? 0. Isn't it? Because cos 90 comes here, so cos 90 is 0. Where? Then f double xy is 0, and then f triple y 0. So I am going to find out the rest of the functions, value of the function at 1 comma pi by 2. So e power 1 is always e power 1 is always e. So e into sin 90 is 1, e into 1 e. Okay, here fx is equal to e into 1 e. Here f double x e power 1 e into 1 e. Here f double y is equal to minus e into 1 minus e. Okay, here f triple x is equal to e. F x into double y is equal to minus e. Isn't it? That's all. So after find out all the partial derivatives, value of all the partial derivatives at the point 1 comma pi by 2. Now let us go to find the Taylor series expansion. Okay, right? So what is f? What is f of Taylor series function? At a comma b, f of x is equal to f of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial into h into fx plus k into fy plus 1 by 2 factorial, isn't it? Into 1 by 2 factorial into h square into f double x plus 2hk into fxy plus k square into f double y, isn't it? Plus 1 by 3 factorial into h cubed into f triple x plus 3h square k into f double xy plus 3hk square into fx double y plus k cube into f triple y, isn't it? Plus dot dot dot. Okay, so what is f of x comma y? That is here e power x sin y. Therefore e power x sin y is equal to what is f at a comma b? At a comma b means 1 comma 1 by 2. A comma b is 1 comma 1 by 2. What is the value of f? E. So it is e plus 1 by 1 factorial 1, isn't it? Right? Okay, right. I write it here. Then what is h? X minus 1. Look at here, fy is 0. So no need to write this term. So h is x minus 1. So wherever you find h, replace by x minus 1. Wherever you find k, replace by y minus pi by 2. That's all. What is the value at fx e plus 0? Why? Fy is 0. So no need to write that term. Plus 1 by 2 factorial into, look at here. These three values we need. About these three values, 1 is 0. The middle term becomes 0. So you need to write the remaining two terms. H square. H is x minus 1. The whole square into what is the value of f double x? E. Plus the second term becomes 0. Plus the third term is k square. What is k? Y minus pi by 2 the whole square into f double y. What is f double y? Minus e. Plus 1 by 3 factorial into. So second term and fourth term becomes 0, isn't it? So no need to write down the term. What is h? X minus 1. X minus 1 the whole cube into e plus 0 plus 3 into x minus 1 into y minus pi by 2 the whole square into what is the value? Minus e plus 0 plus dot dot dot, isn't it? Right? That's all. So look at that term. We can take e as common, isn't it? Right? So e into 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial into x minus 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x minus 1 the whole square minus y minus I by 2 the whole square plus 1 by 3 factorial into x minus 1 the whole cube plus 3 into x minus 1 into y minus pi by 2 the whole square. E is taken as common, so minus is here. So this plus 3 becomes minus 3. Right? To differentiate this parenthesis, I write it as. Okay. So you need not to take E as common, or otherwise you just write it every terms containing E. E plus 1 by 1 factorial into E into x minus 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x minus 1 the whole square into E minus y minus pi by 2 the whole square into E plus 1 by 3 factorial into x minus 1 the whole cube into E minus 3E into x minus 1 into y minus pi by 2 the whole square plus dot dot dot. That's all. So this is the Taylor series expansion of this function at the point 1 comma pi by 2. That's all. Right? Next one. The same e power sin y at the point minus 1 comma pi by 4. Minus 1 comma pi by 4. Okay. So what is f? F is e power x sin y, isn't it? Right? What is a comma b? A comma b equal to minus 1 comma pi by 4, isn't it? Right. So what is h? What is h? H is equal to x minus a, isn't it? Therefore, h is equal to x minus a is minus 1, so plus 1. What is k? Y minus b, isn't it? So k equal to y minus b is pi by 4. So replace h by x plus 1 and k by y minus 4 in the Taylor series expansion. Right? That's all. Right? Function is as usually the same function. So just we need to find out the value at minus 1 comma pi by 4, isn't it? Right? So I am going to find out the value of the function at the point minus 1 comma pi by 4. The function is same as the previous one problem. So I just keep these partial derivatives as same. So I am going to find out just the values of this function at minus 1 comma pi by 4. Look at that. Sin and cos alone involved in here. So what is sin pi by 4? Sin pi by 4. That is sin 45. Is same as cos 45. It is same as 1 by root 2. So wherever you find sin y becomes pi by 4. Cos pi by 4, isn't it? So wherever you find sin pi by 4 and cos pi by 4, you just replace it by 1 by root 2. And e by e power x, isn't it? E by minus 1, that is equal to what? 1 by e, isn't it? Right? That's all. So just substitute all these two values here, you can get the answer, right? So e power x into sin y. So what? 1 by e into 1 by e into 1 by root 2. So 1 by e into root 2. Here also 1 by e into root 2. Here also 1 by e into root 2. Here 1 by e into root 2. What is here? Same as 1 by e into root 2. Here minus 1 by e into root 2. Here 1 by e into root 2. Here e into root 2. Here minus 1 by e into root 2. Here also minus 1 by e into root 2. Okay. That's all. Substitute all these values into the Taylor series expansion formula. You can get the answer. Right? What is f of x comma y? H is x plus 1 and k is y minus pi by 4, isn't it? Right? So f of x comma y, Taylor series function of f of x comma y at a comma b is given by f of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial into what? H into fx plus k into fy plus 1 by 2 factorial into what? H square into f double x plus 2hk into f xy plus k square into f double y. So plus 1 by 3 factorial into what? H cube into f triple x plus 3h square into k. Reduce the power of h 1 by 1 and increase the power of k 1 by 1. Same like that, f double x y plus 3h into k square into f x double y isn't it? Plus k cube into f triple y. Okay, plus dot dot dot. Practice it well by writing this formula, right? At least 10 times you can easily write that formula in your fingertip. Okay, right now I substitute all the values here to get the Taylor series expansion of this function at minus 1 comma pi by 4. What is fx comma y? E power x sin y, isn't it? So therefore e power x sin y is equal to what is f at a comma b? 1 by e into root 2, isn't it? Plus 1 by 1 factorial into what is h? H is x plus 1, k is y by 4, y minus pi by 4. So x plus 1 into 1 by e root 2 plus y minus pi by 4 into 1 by e root 2 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x plus 1 the whole square into f double x, isn't it? What is f double x? The third term alone minus 1. So 1 by e into root 2 plus 2 into x plus 1 into y minus pi by 4 into 1 by e root 2 plus k square y minus pi by 4 the whole square into minus 1 by e root 2, isn't it? Right? Minus 1 by e root 2 plus 1 by 3 factorial into x plus 1 the whole cube into 1 by first two terms are positive, second two terms are negative. E root 2, isn't it? And then plus 3 into x plus 1 the whole square into y minus pi by 4 into 1 by e root 2 and then plus 3 into x plus 1 into y minus pi by 4 the whole square into minus 1 by e root 2 plus y minus pi by 4 the whole cube into minus 1 by e root 2 plus dot dot dot. Right? Shall we take e root 2 as common from all the terms? What you will get? So that is equal to 1 by e root 2, isn't it? Sorry, e root 2. 1 by e root 2. We can take 1 by e into root 2 as common from all the terms. Okay? So the first term becomes 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial into x plus 1 plus y minus pi by 4 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x plus 1 the whole square plus 2 into x plus 1 into y minus pi by 4 plus y minus pi by 4 the whole square plus 1 by 3 factorial into x plus 1 the whole cube plus 3 times x plus 1 the whole square into y minus pi by 4 plus 3 times x plus 1 into y minus pi by 4 the whole square. Isn't it? Is it plus or minus? Here the term containing minus, so take it in front, so it becomes minus. Carefully write it. Okay. Same like that here also minus is here. So I am mistaken in the second one also. Here it is minus 1. So you have to write it as minus 1. Isn't it? Right? Minus into plus minus y minus pi by 4 the whole square. Okay. So the last term is also minus y minus pi by 4 the whole power 2. Sorry, 3. Isn't it? Plus dot. So this is the Taylor series expansion of the function e power x into sin y at the point minus 1 comma pi by 4. Right? So carefully write it. So minus is here. So e power 1 by e into root 2 is taken outside. So it becomes minus. So this becomes minus. Similarly, these two terms becomes minus. Okay, that's all. So the problem is same one. Just the point is different, isn't it? So they asked the 3 problems by changing the point and keeping the function as same. Okay, that's all.